What did you all use to make the game?
We use Flash Develop, but it's just straight action script, no engines. I did, I used a particle system called Stardust, which was the first time I've ever dived into that.
Is that the rain?
Yeah, for the rain and when the thing pop, it splatters particles. So we didn't use it too much. Maybe it was a little bit of overkill, but I think it adds some personality. You really want to pop those sponges when water comes out so much more, I think. So, and the sound effects really help too.
Yeah, I have a friend who can like put his finger in his mouth and make that kind of popping noise. So I got a microphone and recorded doing it a couple times. And a little table of different popping noises, just randomly select a different popping noise every time a sponge dies. Good stuff.
I really liked the transition of the clouds, like the way that the evolution as they got darker and more evil.
I spent a lot of time on that, probably more than I really should have. But I just liked the thought of growing bigger and nastier, and everything growing darker and more sort of nasty as you progress.
Did you already explain where the music came from?
No, but I will now.
Okay.
I wrote it.
You wrote it? Oh,
yes.
cool.
I use Sonar 6 Home Edition, I think. Or maybe it's Studio. I don't know. Some edition of Sonar 6 to sequence the music, and then I have a sample library called Contact 3 that provides all those really nice sounding instruments. And the way I did it for this game, I hope you noticed, is there's different layers to the song that all play simultaneously, and they get muted dynamically depending on how big you are. So if you're small, you only hear like the bass beat and bass guitar and little Celesta bell sound. As you grow a little bigger, it'll add in like an additional drum track. Grow a little bigger, it'll add in piano, and grow to be really big and nasty, and you'll hear an electric guitar playing.
Gotcha. Do you have plans to make the game? Right now it seems like it's maybe a little bit easy.
Yeah, it seems that way, but I gave it to some other people to play test, and they died really fast.
Okay.
That might, maybe I just make it look easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting the way the game is coded. It generates clouds of different sizes depending on how big you are. Usually when I play, if I grow really big really fast, it'll start throwing lots of clouds that'll suck moisture out of me in waves that are very difficult to avoid. That didn't happen so much on this playthrough. But
Are you going to continue with these shelters then? Is that supposed to be that difficult?
Maybe.
Yeah, they would kind of run, when you start raining, they would all hoard together under shelters, and then if you had thunder power or saved up or something like that, you just blow it up, and they go scatter, and you pop them.
The original idea was for this to actually be like an actual world with different geographic climes, and you would have to pass through like deserts with very few clouds and a high evaporation rate, which would make it much more difficult. You'd have to really build yourself up in order to get through those areas, and then you'd have to start building yourself up again once you got to the next city. We also had an idea to have a boss fight at the end, but that kind of didn't happen.
The final battle.
Yeah. But it could happen. I was thinking it might be fun to do a boss fight where you're fighting another cloud, and there's other clouds kind of coming across the screen, and you need to stay in like your Thunderbolt form in order to hurt the boss by using Thunderbolts. So that might still happen.
Cool. What are the controls for the game? Is it keyboard?
Yeah, it's just arrow keys and spacebar right now.
Cool.
And I added ASW support yesterday.
That's initiative.
Yeah.
So do you think you're going to continue developing it?
I don't know.
I would say why not.
Yeah, if he keeps at it and keeps bugging me. We were just emailing like zip files back and forth, and so maybe we should get some sort of subversion thing, content management. We can keep putting at it. It might be cool.
Like Dropbox.
Easier, yeah, Dropbox, something like that. Be a little bit easier. It's always great when you come home from work and there's a new, like my phone tells me there's a new email with a new build of the game. I'm like, oh, awesome. It's pretty cool.
Any other
pull the sponges like Scream or something? I think it'd be cool.
We had, well, I have some more plans for the sponges. I just kind of decided that it was more important to get the core game mechanics down, the shrinking and growing, absorbing smaller clouds and being pushed back by bigger clouds. It wasn't until about midway through development that I had the idea of making absorbable clouds white and
Yeah.
bigger clouds dark. Before that, it was almost impossible to tell which ones would suck your moisture up and which ones you could absorb.
Did you get that idea from Osmos?
Osmos. Actually, I haven't played that.
Okay.
But yeah,
Because there are ones that's in Osmos, there are like bubbles that can suck you up and they're red, and the ones that you can suck up are blue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and same sort of thing, and that really changed it right away because I think I'm bigger than this one. Suck it up, and you're like, whoa, what the hell? I was bigger, but now it's really clear.
Yeah, and before you guys had the end point as like the boss battle, but you added the score instead, which like I think that was a really good idea because it just like leaves it open ended. You don't have to create the end state or anything.
it certainly made development easier.
Yeah. Plus, I meant.
Yeah, definitely. I think it has a good momentum to it with the way the music layers up and the way you get bigger. And I don't know, it's the whole Katamari thing of getting, people want to get really big, and then you have even a wider range of rain that you have, the bigger you are, so you can get like 5 sponges at a time. You're like, yeah. And it really ramps up.
That was actually one of the first problems we had in development. Is I added in the scaling system, and the player would very quickly get way too big, and you wouldn't be able to see anything. Or if you didn't manage to get that big, it would start generating clouds that like they would come across the screen, and the screen would just be like entirely gray. You couldn't see anything. So I decided to impose a size cap, but measure moisture independent of that, so you can keep accumulating moisture beyond your final thundercloud state.
And it's nice, there's also some, I mean, when you are super big, you're more powerful, but you move a lot slower.
You also evaporate faster.
Yeah,
which is-
so it's a little bit of balancing stuff. Maybe we can tweak it to make it harder.
Any other questions?